Hey guys, my name is Simpsy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4. Here today we have a mod spotlight video. We're going to be checking out the Instant Country Unions mod. I'll pop it in the description below. So guys, if you want to see more mod spotlight videos on the channel, the best way to ensure more content is to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and let me know in the comment section down below other mods you would like me to show spotlight on. Or just simply let me know if there's a couple of mods I've missed here and there that you'd like me to do videos on. Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, have you ever wanted to form unions with other countries with perhaps ethnicity, religious, ideology ties? Well, now you can. Now most of these countries can form vice versa if you would like that country's particular colour. So we're going to be going through the majority of the major factions, some of the minor factions of countries you can form unions with. First up, we have the United Kingdom and the country list they can form unions with. Now guys, please do take this mod with a sort of a pinch of salt. It's just a bit of fun. Some of these factions you could definitely see historically do have ties with other countries, and there's some countries that can form a union which would no way in hell, but you could sort of role play it off, I guess, if you could convert. Like for example, first up you can actually make a union with Britain and Germany. You could maybe perhaps role play that, okay, if I can flip Germany to the democratic ideology pretty early on, I have the right to change to a union and combine with Germany. So here we go, let's go through the lists for the United Kingdom. So the Brits can form an alliance with the Japanese, the Anglo-Japanese Union, the French, the Franco-British Union, obviously the Americans, the Anglo-American Union, we've got the Chinese as well, the Shinto-British Union, and we've got the Anglo-Italian Union. Germany, no way in hell that would probably happen. Same with the Japanese, very little cultural ties, but it doesn't matter, you could still test things out. Maybe, like I said, you could role-play it off if you could flip their ideologies. The French-British Union forming one faction could be realistic if the threat of Hitler was sort of more known and could establish yourself. That would be a fun series to do. Also guys, let me know in the comment section down below if any of these sort of country combinations you'd like me to do a let's play on, a series on. Let me know in the comments and I'll think about it. So thumbs up if someone posts one of those comments. Just let me know. China and Britain, and Italy and Britain as well. Moving on now to France. France can join a union with Italy. Poland, that would be quite interesting, especially if Poland joins the Allies very early on. Being able to control their units would be a huge help, trying to not let them get swarmed by the Germans. The French can obviously form with Britain, like I said, vice versa. All of these countries can do it vice versa. So for example, if you wanted to play as France and wanted the blue colour to be the colour of the Franco-Britain Union, you can do that, start as France, or if you wanted it to be red, start as Britain. The Franco-Spanish Union is available, and the Franco-Russian Union. Especially if you could flip both the communism or France, that would be a really interesting alliance to play with. Germany can form unions with these following countries. Obviously, the German-British Union, not very realistic, but if you maybe could flip them to democratic, you could role play it. Germany can unite with Italy. Italy's army in World War II was abysmal, a complete, utter failure. So, maybe giving Hitler, the major command of the Italian forces, would let them be stronger in Africa, in Egypt and whatnot. Germany as well can form with Argentina. That would be interesting to see. Obviously, there's that whole sort of tie with that country. I could definitely see that happening. Maybe you could start a South American campaign, conquer Brazil and a couple of the others pretty early on. And we have the German-American Union. Italy can form unions with Spain. Obviously back in the, 1700s, a lot of the Spanish did occupy parts on the Italian peninsula. The Franco-Italian Union can be formed as well, the German-Italian. We have the Italian-Romanian and the Anglo-Italian Union. It's pretty interesting that the name Romanian and Italian have some really interesting cultural ties to the ancient Romans. Maybe you should guys read up about it. There's some pretty interesting stuff about the naming of the country Romania. Japan! Domi Arigato, Mr. Robato, can form unions with only 3 countries in this mod. They can form the Japanese-American Union. they can form the Anglo-Japanese Union with the British and the Russian-Japanese Union. If you could flip to communism early on, maybe role-play it off, that you can join the Soviet Union. Moving on now to Poland. Now this has one of my favourite unions in the entirety of this mod. So they currently have 4: the Franco-Polish Union, the Polish-American Union, the Polish-Russian Union, and the Interim Union, which this has been talked about historically. I think, I can't remember what time period it was, but there was Polish delegates around sort of this sort of eastern, central east part of Europe, trying to form a faction to stop either the Russians or the Germans invading. So you can form this interim union and rally up with Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Romania, Yugoslavia, and Hungary, forming one mighty faction in the center because, well, historically in World War II, a lot of these factions did get gobbled up by Nazi and Soviet forces. Moving on now to China. China number 1. They can form 3 unions here. Now, this is the Republic of China side, not the Communist, of course. There's still, obviously, the other Chinese factions that are still minor hanging about. So, the Chinese can form a pact with the Soviet Union, the Shinto Soviet Union. They can form a pact with the Americans, which is not likely, but you never know. America seems to love China. And sarcasm, I hope you detected that. The Shinto British Union as well. Got to get that opium. Moving on to Australia, my home country. We only can form with one faction, and it's the meme, isn't it? Australo-Hungarian Union. G'day, mates. We're going to be forming up in Hungary. We're going to be taking Budapest off those fucking Hungarians. Cunts. Is that what you guys wanted? Is the stereotypical Australian? Sounds about right. Moving on now to some of the minor factions in Hearts of Iron 4. I would class Poland, especially on the tab it says, it classes Poland, China, Australia and Turkey as a minor faction. So Turkey can form an alliance with the Greeks, the Greco-Turkish alliance, reforming part of the former Ottoman Empire. Canada can form unions with 2 countries, the American-Canadian alliance and the Mexican-Canadian alliance. So if you were playing as the United States, you could either form with Britain or potentially Canada. Spain has the option to form a union with 3 countries. We have the Italian-Spanish alliance, which I could definitely see happening, especially both being fascist if you win the Spanish Civil War with Franco. We've got the Iberian Union as well, and the Franco-Spanish Union. The Iberian Union would be interesting, allowing Spain to have more overseas territories in Africa, obviously in Southeast Asia, and having a united Iberia would help in the Civil War massively, and having a united Iberia to strike over the Pyrenees into France would give the fascists here a pretty numerical edge. Yugoslavia can form 2 unions with other countries. They can form the Balkan Union and, of course, the Interim Union with Poland. So, if the Yugoslavians would prefer to side with countries south of them, or potentially to the north, they have those 2 options. So we're going to be forming the Balkan Union here today, which combines Romania, Yugoslavia, Greece, Albania, and Bulgaria under one Balkan Union, pretty much ready to defend from Soviet fascist opposition. The Soviet Union can form 5 unions. We have the Russian-American Union, we have the Chinese Shinto-Soviet Union, we have the Franco-Russian Union, the Russian-Polish Union, and the Japanese-Russian Union. So there's a lot of variety a lot of variety that you can choose from here, depending how you sort of want to go. I could definitely see if you could flip the Soviet Union democratic, you could form with either the United States of America or potentially the United Kingdom. But maybe taking Poland early on might be quite cool. And last but not least, we have Mexico. You can form an alliance with Canada only. So, if you ever wanted to buddy up with your pal Canada and wanted to take out your noisy neighbor, the United States, you could attack from both sides and maybe even divide up the country evenly, if you will. Maybe release Canada after that and give them half of the states. That would be quite cool. But unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below if any of these unions take your fancy and would like for me to do a series of them. If I've missed out on any new mods you would like me to do a spotlight on, I do miss them from time to time. Let me know if you think I should do a mod spotlight video on them. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Highly recommend Twitter. Every single time I post a video, a tweet goes out. It's much more reliable than the YouTube sub box. These days, to get all the notifications for the channel, you have to click the bell, of course, to join the notifications squad. I do enjoy reading those comments. If you guys would like to get yourself some cheap and reliable games, check out my G2A affiliation link in the description below. Maybe you can pick up a strategy game you haven't picked up just yet. Maybe Hearts of Iron, maybe Crusader Kings 2, maybe a Total War. Check out my G2A affiliation link in the description below for cheap and reliable games. I do recommend going and checking out the prices even. There's some really good prices on there. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been CMC. Goodbye. Really close cinematic shots here, pushing through the bridge. Oh, look at... That was probably the shot of the video there.